Hello, everyone. Welcome to Imani Dillard Show. I'm back. I hope everybody had a good day. Hope everybody had a good day. Today, I will have Mr. David Blakey on my show. Um, Make sure y'all read the bio that I wrote. It's in the description, and I also wrote it on the comments while I'm going to interview Mr. David. He is a songwriter, producer, musician. He can play anything. He's a genius when it comes to music. He's coming on right now. He had to take care of something personal. When you're a musician, songwriter, you understand why he's a busy man. Because oh yeah, when it comes to music, you have to mention Mr. David's name. Yeah, he will be on shortly. Hey, how are you?
Hey, you, how are you?
Good. I was making sure everything was when I got done writing the bio. I was like trying to make sure everything was right, make sure because when
Right,
you're a
right.
writer, make sure everything was right before I publish it on social media. You have an awesome bio. Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
well,
I
thank
enjoy reading
you.
it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm
Yeah.
driving, so I'm talking to you as I'm driving.
Oh, okay. I won't take
But
long.
it's no problem.
All
No
right.
problem.
Okay. Are you a good driver?
Yeah, I'm decent. I ain't had no tickets in a while, so I'm good.
Okay. I'm making sure. I want
Yes.
you to be safe. All right.
Thank you. Thank
Um.
you.
Well, today you go by Mr. David.
David is fine. I ain't tripping.
David's fine. Okay, because I
Yeah.
saw in your bio you said Mr. David. Mr. Is it? Did I say it right? Blakey. That's your last name.
Blake Blake Lee. Blake
Blakely.
Lee.
Okay.
Yep, yep,
Okay.
yep.
All
That's it.
right. Okay. Well, today I want to talk about how was it growing up in Gary, Indiana, and how was it basically your childhood in Gary, Indiana, and also playing at Faith Temple Church of God in Christ in Chicago, Illinois, and also your grandfather. It seems like you really looked up to him, the late
Right.
Bishop William O. Blakey, and we can go from there.
Okay. Well, uh, I'm the oldest of three siblings. I have a sister and a
Oh,
brother,
okay,
and my mother and father both play piano, organ. So it had to hit
okay,
somebody in the family. So it hit me. They started
yeah,
us all off with lessons. Um, I was the only one that stuck with it. My sister and brother, they went to other instruments, and so that's because of their love for the keyboard organ. I fell in love with it. So that's what
okay,
happened as far as the keyboard piano. Um, Faith Temple, well, the city is actually East Chicago, Indiana. It's not in Illinois.
okay,
East Chicago, Indiana. Okay. And my
okay. Oh,
grandfather,
Chicago. Okay, Illinois. My bad. Okay,
no
Chicago.
problem, no problem, no problem.
Okay,
Uh, yeah, my grandfather, he was the pastor. I didn't play there long. I got my start there. Um, but back then, that was back in the late 70s,
ooh,
middle
70s.
70s,
Okay,
when I started really going. Back then, not trying to, you know, downgrade her, but it's the truth. Back then, the Church of God in Christ, well, back there in that city, they didn't believe in paying musicians. So
explain that
I
to me.
ended up.
Why? So
Well,
why didn't
that's
they want
just
musicians
that was. I guess that
playing?
was a tradition. It was a tradition, you know.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, that was that church. Okay, and I'm not saying all
Okay.
churches were like that, but that
Okay.
particular they didn't believe in paying musicians. So um, I started playing, and I got favor with God with people. They started asking me to play for them and outside the church, and so it was a situation. My actual first paying job playing at a church was a Methodist church. If you know, back then the Methodist churches, they did strictly hymn book, but they had a real growing young group of young folks, and instead of them losing them, they started to do uh, gospel music.
Okay.
That's so contemporary gospel music. So they hired my uncle to. He was an excellent director, and he brought me
What was his
along
name?
to be the musician. His name was Graylin Blakely.
Okay. Okay.
Graylin, and so he brought me on, and they did contemporary music with the youth choir for one Sunday a month, and my fee was they paid me $25 a week.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I was
So
being
how old?
hired. Even how old was I? I say I was 17,
Oh,
16,
17. Okay.
17. Yeah. So yeah. So that's where I started, and um, that's what got me going as far as playing. And then once I got a little older, I was able to play uh, at the church in Faith Temple in East Chicago, even though I didn't get paid.
Okay.
It was my home church. Okay. What I first started doing, which is typical for most male musicians, they all started off with the drums, you know,
Okay.
and that's what I started off playing drums when I was 8, 9,
So you play the
10.
drums. Okay. So you play the
Yeah.
drums. The keyboard. You
Then
and
I
the
went to the
organ
keyboard. Start with the organ
or
first and then the keyboard. Uh-huh.
keyboard. Okay. You play the piano
Yeah.
too. Yeah, I know you
Yes.
play the
Yeah.
piano. You play it
Yeah.
all. You're more like a
Yeah.
music director, a
Yeah. I end
music
up doing all that.
director. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm not
Yes.
shocked because I will never forget the day I saw you um at the workshop. I was like, everybody's good, but who is that guy? I say he can
Oh
play.
wow.
I mean,
Oh
you was
wow.
just playing, and then yeah. So,
Wow.
how was it? I see that you was the president at the National Minister of Music of the
Well,
Gospel
that's
Music
recently.
Workshop
That's recently. Recently, I've been
recently.
appointed to that by the border,
You
the
are the
chairman of the
chief.
border, Bishop
Okay.
Albert Jameson. He gave me that title.
Okay.
So I'm
Okay.
the
Tell me about
minister
the
of music.
chief. Okay. When people say
Okay.
chief, that means what? Like they're the head of the bishops
Well,
or
they're
they are
responsible. Yeah, yeah.
responsible?
And
Okay.
you're responsible in my position. I'm responsible for making sure all the instruments are there at their wherever divisions of the convention, making sure all the presidents their instruments are there, and make sure they're comfortable. If they need any musicians in their divisions, I'm responsible to make sure they have musicians and that type of thing. Just make sure things run fluidly and smoothly as possible.
Okay. Okay. And also, so how did you meet one of the best gospel artists? One of the best gospel artists, Reverend James Moore. How did you meet
Okay.
him?
Okay. This is the story. Now you guys stay with me now.
Yeah, because when I saw
Way back
you,
then. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, when I saw you, I was like, you look familiar. I said, no, wait a minute. I know that's not the same guy at the workshop. I was like, oh my gosh. She says, let me do some more
Yeah,
research. You was with the
yeah,
Hawkins, LaShawn Pay. I was like, oh my goodness.
right. Yeah.
So go ahead. Go ahead.
So it was like this way back in the early 80s,
Mm-hmm.
under the National Church of God in Christ, when Bishop J.O. Patterson was the bishop, a presiding
Okay.
bishop. He used to do crusades, him and the late, great Dr. Mattie Moster Clark. They used to do
Oh, yeah.
crusades, going to different cities, and Reverend James Moore used to travel with them when they do these great crusades. And so they came to Gary, Indiana, and
Mm-hmm.
that's where I'm from. And so when they came, our state choir sung. By then, I was playing with the state choir, and Reverend James Moore, he heard me. And so uh, it was a situation, he liked what he heard from me, I guess. Yeah. And so, but he had to preach. It was an afternoon, that Sunday afternoon that they did the crusade. But that Sunday night, he had to go preach at the late Reverend or Elder Willie James Campbell, who is my cousin, by the way, who passed. And he had to go preach for him. So he asked me to go with him over there to preach while I play for him. So I,
Mm-hmm.
of course, that Reverend James Moore, yeah,
You
I
was
love it.
nervous or you was
Man,
ready?
talking about nervous. Come
Nervous?
on, come on.
I know
Yeah,
you was
I
nervous,
was
like,
nervous,
oh
but I
man,
mean, I
you
held them
did
all,
it.
held all the nervousness in and did what I had to do, and it went from there. He was a national evangelist as well as a gospel singer back then. He hadn't recorded yet,
Okay.
but
He was
but
just getting started
right, he was just getting started. So I caught him, at his when
in
he
the right
was at his
time.
beginning. At his beginning, yes.
Yeah.
So I would go. He was an evangelist, so I would go with him doing revivals and concerts. And so
Wow.
yeah, it went from there. I was honored. And
And I,
so my story on how I was able to do my first record with him, he
yeah,
called me,
1982.
huh?
1982.
Yeah, yeah. It was a situation where he was about to, somebody was going to sign him to a recording, and he asked me, would I be willing to come out and record with him? I said yes. For some reason at that time, he didn't have the money, but he said if I found the money to do a one-way ticket to San Francisco, he would reimburse me. I borrowed $200 from my aunt to go from Chicago to San Francisco, and I was able to make that thing happen. And we did my first record with him, and it was a
What's the
blessing.
name of the record?
Brothers and sisters, I'll be praying for you.
Okay.
It did.
Okay. I'm
It
gonna look
didn't
that
make.
up.
Yeah, it was his very first one, but the next one with Malico was the one that really got him over the hump, and that was the one when he did what is it? I can't think of it. But he did a lot of good songs on it, and it made him popular. And that's how I got started with him.
So what year you guys was a part of the Mississippi Mass Choir, the live
Now,
recording?
the the first that was the first record with him, and I
Okay.
think that was when we did the Joy. We've been made
Yeah,
in
Joe. Okay. Yep. And yep.
and God don't need
Yep.
no matches. God is all
Oh
by himself.
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the record that really took off for him.
Y'all was throwing
And
down. I was like, look at. I was like, oh
yeah,
my goodness. Yeah. And I saw
yeah.
Joel Smith, and I was like, that's
My
Bishop
brother, the
Joel
late
Smith.
Joel
Yeah.
Smith and
So you
Jonathan
met.
DuBose. Yep,
Yeah. Yep.
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 Now
Yep.
I met them when we did the very first record in San Francisco.
Okay.
That's
So
when
the
I
late
first met
Joel
him.
Smith, he played for
And
James Moore too.
yes, yep. And Jonathan
Okay.
DuBose. Yeah, they both three of us did his first record. in San Francisco.
Wow. 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 Wow.
Yeah,
And what's the name of
right.
that church? What was the name of the church?
Oh, what we did in Jackson?
No, when y'all did God Only Know Matches and
Yeah, that was
Joy.
in Jackson. That was in Jackson. I
Jaskin. Oh,
forgot
Jaskin,
the
Mississippi.
Jackson, Mississippi. That's when we did. That's what we did
Jackson,
with the
Mississippi. Okay.
with the
Lee
Mississippi Mass
Williams.
Choir
Yep. Frank Williams.
with
Frank
Frank Williams.
Williams.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I get them
Yep.
mixed. People get them mixed up.
That's
Lee
all right.
Williams. Yeah.
Yeah.
The late
Yeah. I
Frank
knew all of them.
Williams.
Yeah.
That was an
Huey. Yeah.
awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, that was like an awesome live recording. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. It was a
Yeah.
little bit for everybody. It was a traditional. It was a contemporary, and it was just a well-rounded album.
Okay. And then when the 90s came, that's when you guys did the late Sean Pace led He's a Shelter. And what year that came out?
That was, I believe, the second record. I believe that's
Second?
the
Okay.
second.
That
That's
was
the
in the
second
90s,
record.
right? Okay.
Yeah, that was in the 90s. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Now
Do you
we
know
did
what
that
year?
at, no, I don't, I'm bad
You
with
don't
numbers.
know?
I'll be lying.
Okay.
I'll be lying. I don't want to lie to you. Yeah, we did that. I think we did that at Jackson State University, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, college. Okay.
Yeah,
Jackson State.
yeah,
Okay.
HBCU school. Yep,
HBCU. So what is
that's
it?
yeah,
Jackson State? Okay.
yeah, Jackson State
Okay.
University. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, when you was playing the last song, when LaShawn Pace was singing, I was like, oh my gosh. And I was let me
Mm-hmm.
listen to that again over and over and over.
Yep, and she was
Um
my second artist that I was able to
yeah,
play
how
for.
you met the late
Well,
LaShawn
no, that was the
Pace.
third. I'm sorry, that was the third. That was the third. My second one was I would play for Edwin Hawkins.
Yes. Okay, you played with them
Yeah,
first. Okay, so you
I
played with
played with it
James, the
after
late
James
James
Moore.
Moore.
Then I did Edwin Hawkins, and then
Okay.
because all of them family it went from there to Walter Hawkins. Then from there to the Love Center Choir, and then from
Yeah.
there to
So how you
Hawkins
met
family.
them? How you met the
I
Hawkins
met
family?
okay. I met Edwin when he was doing his Edwin Hawkins music love Edwin Hawkins music and art seminars. He was going
Okay.
around go around the country, and he stopped in Chicago. He did one in Chicago in
The
80.
workshop?
Yeah, his workshop was in 82, 83.
Wow.
And
Okay.
he heard me play. And so
Everything made
uh
history after that.
yeah, but I didn't get on the crew right then, but because I love the seminar, I went the next two cities that they came to because I loved the art seminar. I was paying my own way. I wasn't hired
Okay.
yet, but I went and paid my own way. I paid my registration, hotel, airfare, and all that because I love the seminar. And that, of course, that's
Great atmosphere.
Joel
It
and
was.
Jonathan was a part of it. Yeah, of course,
Mm-hmm.
LaShawn Pace was part of it. And
Awesome.
after after 2 years, there was an opening spot for organist, and because they remembered me, he asked me to be a part of it, and I said yes, sir. And then it went from there.
How long? So I
Yes, it
forgot to
went
ask
from
you
there.
this. How long you played for James Moore and then in the Hawkins family?
I played for I played all his records except for two, which he did in Detroit. Um, but I played I did five of them, five
Oh,
records
five.
of him.
Awesome. And then how long you played for the
Yeah,
Hawkins family, the Love Center?
I'm in a bad area. Can you hear me? I'm in a bad area.
Yeah,
Can you
I
hear
can hear
me?
you. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Uh,
Yep. So how long you
yeah.
played
The
for the
last record he
Hawkins
did
family?
was "It's Not Over" when God said it's over in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That was his last
Okay.
record. Reverend
James
James Moore.
Moore.
Hmm.
Okay, that was his last
Yep.
record. Okay. And how long
Yep.
you played for the Hawkins Love Center?
Oh God, I've been playing with
A long
them.
time.
Yeah, it was Ooh, since uh
A long
2015,
time.
2016, long time. Yeah, over
Wow. So
30
you played with them
years.
the
Over 30.
longest.
Yeah, for the most part, yes. Yes.
Okay. And then how you so you met with Sean Pace at the workshop, and then how
Yep.
did
And
you
she asked me to, yep, she heard like what I was doing. She asked me to play for her first record.
what was her first
And
record?
the one she did the song was He Keeps On Doing Great
That
Things.
song.
That's the originator. Yep.
And you was there at the live recording when she did
Yep.
that.
I played it. I did it.
Wow. I have to watch that again and find you. And that was
Yeah.
in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay.
Atlanta, Georgia. Yep.
Awesome. Okay. And you played for Anointed Pace
I played, yeah,
sisters.
because of LaShawn Pace. I was able to play for the Pacers. I did one of their records. Uh-huh.
Okay. You was a part of when they did God is in this building?
I didn't play that record. I think I played right after that. And then also I played for her brother's church choir.
The late Murphy Pace, Bishop
Murphy
Pace.
Pace Jr., yeah,
Okay.
at Powerhouse. Yep.
Okay.
I did like
Okay.
3 of their records. Yep.
Okay. And how was it working with Bobby Jones and the late
Okay.
Natalie Cole, Gladys
Yeah, I'll
Knight?
tell you how that happened. I'll tell you about Dr. Bobby Jones. He used to come to Vegas a lot to do his not crusade, but his retreats. He used to come to Vegas a lot, and I knew his music director, and when he would come, he didn't bring his whole band, and so when they would come, he would ask me would I be willing to play. I said yes. And so I would every time he would come, I would be on part of the crew, and I would
Okay.
play, and it went from there.
And how was it working with Dr. Bobby
Oh
Jones?
God, it was
I
great.
watched I used to
It was
watch his
great.
shows on Sundays.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It was great
Okay.
working with him. Yeah,
Awesome.
we did a tour to Italy. It was him, his singers, LaShawn Pace, and some others. We did a week long Easter tour, and so
Okay.
um, it was I was able to really get to meet him, and it was a pleasure working with him.
Okay. And so I see that you played for the late Natalie Cole. Natalie Cole.
Natalie Cole, yes, because
Yeah.
and that's where I was able to work with all those R&B artists that you see. Because I lived in Vegas, we do a lot of showcases, and
I can tell.
a lot of artists come, and they always want to either do a gospel slash inspirational song.
Okay.
So they knew, they heard about my name, so I would always get singers together to back them up on doing different songs, and so that's how that happened. I've worked with
Okay.
a whole lot of artists. Yeah.
And also Gladys Knight.
Yes. Let me tell you about that.
Yeah.
Um.
Wow. I love me some Gladys
Yeah.
Knight.
You know. Yeah. Oh yeah. She was. She used to do gospel. She used to
Oh
do
yeah.
gospel,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if she still is, but she was a Mormon. And because it's big in here, Vegas, and so she did a
Okay.
record, and a friend of mine was her music director, and she started doing a band because she did a gospel choir, and it was a situation with the band here. A friend of mine who's a music director asked me to be the organist, and so I said, "Yeah, sure, yeah, I'll play." And so I auditioned and I got the job and I ended up playing for her. And we used to go to different uh, assemblies all over the country, uh, Latter-day Saint churches. And so I would go and we would do a live band with the choir. And the music director moved on to other things, and she asked me to be the music director. So I took the job, and we went from there until she stopped years ago.
Okay. And I see that you played for Dorinda Clark Clow and Nikki Potts.
Dorinda Clark Clow, I did her first record. I did.
Okay.
Uh,
What's
yeah,
the name of it?
I'm still here. I am still
Oh,
here. Yeah, I did her first record.
okay.
Yeah, and we used to work together in the National when she was the minister of music, choir president, music president. I was working with her back then, so that's how I went from there. So yeah, Nikki Potts. If you notice, I did a record. I did a record in 2000, what, 15, 16. I did a
Mm-hmm.
hymnal record, and first of all, we used to travel. Well, I used to play with Kurt Carr singers for about over 20 years. I used to travel
Okay.
with him. Yeah, so um, and because of him, I was able to do Byron Cage's first record. Uh, we lift our hands in the sanctuary. That's the record.
Wow. So that was you playing. Okay.
Yeah, playing organ. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow. Awesome.
Oh no, no, I'm talking not that one. No, the presence of the Lord. The presence of the Lord
Present
is
of Lord
here.
is here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
yeah,
that was, you said that
that
was
was his
Kurt
first
Carr.
record. That was his first
Kurt
record.
Carr.
That was on Byron
Present of,
Cage's
okay.
first record. But
Okay.
that
Byron
other record,
Cage.
that other song, I used to play it so much. Yeah, and I used to travel with Nikki Potts. She was she's part of the group, and
Okay.
so
Also, so
we
Nikki Potts, she still
sung
sing
on my
with,
record. Oh yeah, she still sings
okay.
with.
She
Oh
still
yeah,
sings. Okay.
yep.
Okay.
She still sing with Kurt Carr. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
And how long you been, you said over 20, you said
Over
how
20
long?
years, I played with
Only
Kurt
20
Carr and the
years.
singers. Yep.
Okay. And then I
hmm
see you, okay. And I see you play for Leander Johnson,
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I
Leander,
did. Yeah, it's been years ago. I did her first live record.
Leandra,
It's been
yeah,
years.
Johnson.
Yeah, and she sung on my record too, my hymnal record, which I make sure when it's over, I'll make sure you get it.
Yeah,
I
let me
have.
know. Also, you guys working
Yeah,
on some
it
new
was
projects?
not in the near future, but if she calls, I'll be glad to do it. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I see that you play for everybody.
About everybody.
Linnea Bird Miles.
Lena Bird Miles,
Yeah,
yes.
Bird
She
Miles.
won.
Yeah, the new Hawkins
Yeah,
singer.
yeah.
No, the new Evan Hawkins singers. Yep.
Yeah. Edwin Hawkins singers. Yeah, she's.
So how you
We
met
should.
her?
I met her through when I was traveling with Edwin, when his
Okay.
singers. I used to travel with
Okay.
him, and she used to travel with him before he passed.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
Okay.
how I met her, and
So
she sung on my record.
okay. So what year? So you played with the new Evan Hawkins singers
That
too?
was before he passed. That was two, 214, 215 before he passed. We went. I'd say about 2013. I think we went to Switzerland, and
Okay. And how
that's when
was
I
that?
find. Oh, that was a dream. I've had never been there, and so we went there. We was there for like 4 or 5 days,
Oh
and
wow.
so it was a tremendous uh, venture for me. I enjoyed it.
Okay. So what songs you played for Linnea?
Well, I didn't do play on her record. She sung on my record.
What's the name of your record? She
It's
sung
the
say the
hymnal.
name.
The hymnal.
Him. Okay.
And it's called "The Lord Will Make a Way Somehow." It's on YouTube,
Okay. Okay.
but I'll
Oh
make
yeah, I
sure you
saw
get it.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
hmm
And then you also play for Las Vegas Mass Choir,
Yeah,
Mississippi Mass Choir,
yeah.
Carolina Mass Choir, and Mama Sue Worsbury
Colorado,
Mass
yeah.
Choir.
Monster, yeah.
Yeah. How was that?
Mhm. Oh, it was a pleasure. I mean, when the Lord works things out for you, it's almost like once one thing gets going and things work out, other doors open. And
Okay.
so that's what happened, and I give him all the praise and honor for what he did for me. And
Okay.
it's I just look back and think of how he opened doors. I'm in Vegas, and I didn't, for example, the Hawkins situation, they lived in Oakland, California. I didn't ha- they didn't have to have me they didn't have me move to Oakland to play for them. LaShawn Pace lived in Atlanta. I didn't have to move to Atlanta.
Hmm.
Whenever they needed me, they just fly me wherever I need to go. And it was a
Right.
blessing.
Right.
It was a
So
blessing.
what made you move to Las Vegas?
Well, it goes back to Reverend James Moore. When we would travel, we used to come here to do revivals and concerts.
Yeah. Because Vegas was like one
And
of my favorite cities. Yeah, I love
okay,
Vegas.
okay. You say
Oh
was,
yeah.
it ain't no more?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Vegas is
Oh,
one of
okay,
my
okay. All
favorites.
right,
Yeah, it's one of
okay.
my favorites.
All
Oh
right.
yeah. I love
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so like I said, we used to travel here and do concerts and revivals. And when I was living in Gary, Indiana back then, to be honest, the when the steel mill closed down in Gary, the city went down. And I didn't want to be the typical musicians that just hung around and just not do
Not
nothing.
doing nothing, especially have the
So
gift of music. Yeah.
yeah, so it was a situation, it was three situations. God worked it out. They had an opening at the church where my wife uh was at. That was one thing. Two, I was able to come out here to go to school for computer programming and business management. And the way God worked it out, I was just gonna only have to pay for half my tuition. But when it ended up happening, I didn't have to pay a dime for my tuition. And I ended up getting my degree in that. And so between those two, and I like the pastor's daughter. So
Okay.
those three things, they lined up and it worked out so great for me.
And I see that you in 2016 you entitled Himmel. What is it?
The
Himmel?
hymnal,
Yeah.
the
Hymnal.
hymnal,
Yeah,
my
explain it. Yeah,
interpretation.
explain that to me. Because I remember you said I was watching your YouTube video and you was saying that we
Right.
all grew up listening to hymns and you
Yes. Yeah.
decided to create your own sound and do your own
Yeah.
thing. And it worked
Right.
out good. It worked out great because you ran your Grammy Award, Stella Award. How was that?
Well, no, I didn't get no Grammys or Stellas. I wish I could have.
Oh, him. Oh,
I played for Stella and Grammy Award winners.
oh, I
But
read that wrong. My
yeah, yeah,
bad.
yeah. Yeah, it's all good. I mean, no, I don't get on to mislead the people. No, I haven't
Okay.
got
Oh,
it. But
the artist who sung on your
yeah,
album, they
yeah.
won the Grammy and Stella Award.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, yeah, Edwin
Okay.
Hawkins, yeah, Reverend James Moore, they
Uh-huh.
were Stellas.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Well,
And
you're part of
so
it too.
yeah, I'll take it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
I
you're a
did
Grammy
my little
winner
bit
and
to
a
help.
Stella winner.
Right, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because every time a person buy a CD, they open it and they see the person who's playing it, who wrote the
Right.
songs, and
Mm-hmm.
they saw your name. They probably like, man, he's
Right.
good.
Right.
Some people understand musicians are very important. They're the
Mm-hmm.
reason why singers sound great. And
Appreciate it.
yeah,
Appreciate it.
musicians is very important. I mean, I give all
Yes.
the musicians like you, all the credit
All
because it's
right.
not easy
Appreciate it.
what y'all do. It's hard
Yeah.
work.
Right. Because
Yeah,
nowadays with they're not selling CDs. You're not if you have to
I
really
know.
look to find credits. And so, now it's got
It's at the stores, but it's just sitting there.
right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, because people now back then CDs used to be very popular because we didn't
Right.
because y'all didn't
Exactly.
have no Apple Music, no YouTube Music,
No.
Spotify.
No.
But
Right.
now you
Exactly.
got now you have Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube
Hmm.
Music. If you want to listen to a song, people say
Right.
download your Spotify, your Apple
Right.
Music. So
Exactly.
yeah, but it's
Exactly.
okay to switch up sometimes, buy a
Yeah.
couple CDs, and
Mhm.
you know, there's nothing
Right.
wrong with that.
Exactly.
Okay. And tell me about your you are the founder of, it's your initials, Dad Productions?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad.
Yeah, I
Okay.
started that years ago to um when I started really getting into producing. I
Mm-hmm.
started doing that. Started
I know you
that
stay busy.
production. Yeah, so I did that, and so it all that was under as far as me producing records, and also I call it Dab Choir. When I was doing getting artists, when artists wanted me to form a choir, it would be under my production. So all that was the reason why I formed that production.
Do you hire people to work with you, or you just do your own thing?
No, I do both. Hire people and do both. Yeah, I do both.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Do
I'm
you
not a
have it?
singer. I'm not a singer, so
You just a
so I have to hire
musician.
people.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you have like, do you which artist that you wrote for?
I wrote for quite a few. LaShawn Pace, Reverend James Moore, Colorado Mass. I think I did some for Mississippi Mass.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh, which song for Mississippi Mass Choir?
I did. Oh, oh God. Oh, I would have
I like
to.
how you was directing "Victory Shall Be Mine." I
Yeah,
love
that's
that
the one.
song.
That's the one. That's
Yeah.
the one.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
the one.
song you wrote.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
wrote that
yeah,
song.
yeah.
"Victory Shall Be Mine." I love that. Okay, that's one of my favorite songs.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Appreciate it.
And what song you wrote for LaShawn Pace?
LaShawn. Ooh, we wrote songs together. Um.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh wow! I should have been ready for this. Just because God said it, we wrote that together. That's a traditional slow song she did. Um, but if you look it up, you'll see we both wrote it, along with some other songs.
Okay. And I see that you're happily married. You have children, grandchildren, and
Yeah.
was it hard to like travel to leave your family? Like I know because you was always looking at your resume,
Yeah.
you stay busy. You stay busy because you on a road. You stay on the road until it's over. How did you handle that?
Right. Um. Well, I started traveling before I met my wife, so it was
Okay,
a situation she had to understand. You know,
this
that
is
was our
your,
doing
yeah, it's
before.
a
That's
job. Yeah,
yes, yeah. So it was one of those things. So
yeah.
so
But it's good.
yeah,
It worked out. It worked out very
yeah,
well. That's
hmm
good.
yeah,
Okay, and
yeah.
also tell me about
And we're gonna wrap this up because I gotta run. I got Bible study.
Oh, okay. Okay,
It's
I'm
all good.
almost done. Oh, my
Okay,
bad.
it's all good. It's all
Um,
good.
one more thing. Tell me about the White Knight.
Yes, I'm glad you asked that. Yes, I have a
Yeah.
community choir called the White Knight Choir, and every year it's a community choir, and every
Okay.
year during Labor Day we would do a concert, which is that Sunday night of the Labor Day weekend, and we would do a concert. And I brought
Okay.
in different artists in, and that would be the formerly, it depends on who you ask, that you can wear all white before Labor Day starts. Then you're supposed to retire to white, but uh, it's yeah, we would do that every year, and I brought different artists in. I brought Leandria Johnson, Lena Bird Miles, Lisa Noel Smith, Zacardi Cortez, and other
Okay.
people. And so
Okay.
that's what we do every year. Now, this year, we didn't do it this year because I wanted to do something different. So, in December 15th, we're going to be doing a Christmas concert. So, that's what we're
Okay.
going to be
Yes, send me
doing.
the information. I would love to
I
share
will.
that
I will.
on my
I will
social
definitely.
media.
Yes, ma'am.
All
We'll
right.
do.
Well, thank you for coming on Imani Dilla show. And I'm glad I reached out to you. And I was like, yeah, I have to reach out to him. And now I remember him. So at the workshop and
Yeah.
yeah, so I do
And
miss the
thank you
workshop
so
though.
much. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Or no problem. And you have a good day.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Yes.
Agreement to no hierarchy.